Hey, how you doing? How's it going? Welcome to Papa Z's Kitchen. How's the family? Um, Start right off the bat. Music you hear in the background, I got no copyright for. I love good music, so I listen to music while I cook. Ain't nobody paying me to do none of this, so there's your copyright. Duh. Also, let's see. Today's episode. Which one of the local businesses we helping out now? Let's see. Here's a good friend. Lightning Electric. Matt Garcia, Esquire here. Electrical contractor, residential and commercial. For all your electrical home needs. There you go. Can you read the phone number? Right? It's probably backwards anyway, but Matty Garcia. Hell of an electrician. There you go. So that's our local business that we're worried about today. What we're going to do is we're going to do a nice fruit compote, or a coulis, they call it, to put on top of a nice almond encrusted flounder that we picked up at the local grocer there. Nice flounder. Now you can do it yourself, make your almond crusted flounder, just get a regular flounder, and it's real easy, just like you'd bread chicken, only you want to get yourself some almonds and throw them in a sack and just beat the hell out of them, and then mix them in with the breadcrumbs. It's just a lot easier, faster to pick up the already almond encrusted flounder, right? So we're going to make a coulis to go on top of it. So what you're going to need now, I'm going to cut this recipe down a little bit, but I'll tell you what you need for like a family of 4. You need 2 nice bags of frozen fruit, or what we're using is some Smucker's pineapple preserves, some sweet orange marmalade, and a can of some sliced peaches here. We're just going to pull out as much as we need as we go, and you just figure out what you want for the family. So you got fresh fruit or frozen fruit. You need a cup of sugar, 2 tablespoons of lemon or orange juice, about 4 teaspoons of cornstarch, which would equal out to 1 tablespoon and 1 teaspoon, and about a half a teaspoon of lemon zest. So in order to get the lemon juice we're going to zest our lemon first. So you got a lemon zester, grab your lemon zester, grab your lemon, and just go to town on that son of a gun. Throw it right on a paper plate. That way you got it sitting there for when we're going to need it here at the end, right? And nice thing about this sauce, God, smell that lemon already. Nice thing about this coulis, or this compote, or this sauce, however you want to word it, is if you're not going to use it right away, you can store it in the fridge. As long as you cover it up, put it in a little container, like an old butter dish or something, you washed out an old butter dish. You can throw it in there and you can keep it for 3 days. And when you're ready to use it, just bring it back out and warm it up. So, there's our lemon zest, all nice. Right, there's our zested lemon. So, that'll work for that. And like I said, we're going to want that later. So we're just going to take that, and we're going to sit it on the side. Alright, get yourself a saucepan. Alright, good heavy one. Put that heat on medium. And what you want to do is take your fruit and throw it in there. Alright, so we're going to throw the pineapple and the marmalade in there first. And again, since it's only the 2 of us, I'm only going to throw in good 2 of your bigger tablespoons you got at the house, right? Not the little one you stir the coffee with, the other one you eat your cereal with. Yeah. Throw in 2 each of that. Throw that down in there. Throw that right in the pan. Alright? And then you want to throw yourself about a tablespoon of butter. Throw that down in there. So that mixes in with the fruit that you threw in. Alright, so Throw that tablespoon of butter down in there. And again, just a medium heat. Don't get crazy, just a medium heat. Set that butter on the side. And you got that can of sliced peaches, right? So you pull yourself out. What do you want, half dozen? You know the taste you like, right? So you get yourself maybe a half dozen, maybe a little more. Half dozen looks good. And just cut them up in some little chunks. A piece of the pit in there, so that's some good stuff, right? So just cut it up in some little chunks like that. See, and you're not getting crazy. You're not going real tiny or anything, right? You're just making yourself some nice chunks like that right there. That's all. Just some little chunks. That's all, right? Throw them down in there where that butter's starting to melt. Okay. So we got the fruit in there, and you could use any fruit you want. Wife doesn't like bananas, I do. So I would have sliced up a banana and threw it in there too with all this. Give it that whole tropical fruit flavor kind of thing, right? So we got the pineapple, the orange marmalade in there. We got some peaches in there. The butter's in there. It's all going, right? Now what we want to do is throw a cup of sugar in there. Now, again, since I'm cutting this down for just the two of us, I'm only going to throw in a half a cup of sugar. That's all. I'm not going to use a whole cup because I didn't go and get crazy with the fruit. I didn't throw in a ton of fruit. So we're just going to get a half a cup of sugar here. Right? Take that, sprinkle it out all over the top of your fruit that you got in there. Give it a good little stirring up. Get it all stirred up there. Alright, now, we had that heat on medium, right? That was getting everything nice and warm in there to melt that butter. Now you want to bring it down to just above low, just where you can get a decent simmer going. It's like right in between medium and low, right? Oh, that sugar's all mixed in with that now. Nice. Butter's mixed in. Okay, so while that's going, grab yourself a bowl. Just a cereal bowl, something like that, little mixing bowl, whatever you want to use. Get your cornstarch. Okay? And you want to throw yourself in 4 teaspoons of cornstarch. Alright, so we got a teaspoon. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. And there's 4. Now, remember when I told you we zested the lemon because we're going to use lemon juice instead of orange juice, right? So you need 2 tablespoons of either lemon or orange juice, but you want to divide them. You want. So what we're going to need for this cornstarch is just 1 tablespoon of juice, right? So we got the lemon. She's cut. Grab the juicer. And you can use it out of the bottle, out of the jug. You ain't got to use fresh. I just like using fresh because I zested it, and why waste the lemon, right? So, there we go. Good tablespoon of that. Put that lemon juice in there with the cornstarch. Grab yourself your whisk and go to town. You want to devour. You want to dissolve that cornstarch It's all down there underneath. Just whip the heck out of this. Just make a little broth out of it, basically, is what you're doing, okay? Right, see that already? Look, see, as white as that is in the white bowl, you can barely even see it, but it's all sloshing around and get that all good and dissolved, right? Now, bring your heat back up to medium. Get that heat back on medium. Sit this cornstarch right here on the side. Alright, get all your fruit and stuff out of the way. And then what I like to do, since I can't use any hot peppers or any chilies or anything like that, because with the fruit, as sweet as it's going to be on top of your fish, you want a little bit of heat, a little bit of bite, just a little, right? So what I do is I use ginger, right? Because that's got a nice flavor. And you put just not even half a teaspoon. You just need a little bit, throw in there, flavor it up. So not even half a teaspoon. Just shake a little bit in there. And then do yourself a favor, grab a little garlic powder and sprinkle a little of that in there. Again, just a little bit. About as much as you'd throw on a slice of pizza. You know what I mean? When you're sitting there at Nicolosi's or something, you sprinkle a little garlic powder on there, right? Okay, so we put that in there. It's back on medium heat. Starting to get going now. Real nice here. Mix all that in with it. Oh, if you could smell the flavors coming off of this already, right? Okay, so we got this simmering, right? You only want to simmer it for about a minute. Just wait till you start seeing them bubbles and she's starting to talk to you. So since we just turned the heat back up, because we had to make the little roux here out of the cornstarch, right? Get that going, and then take your cornstarch, just dump it right in there. And what that's going to do, it's going to thicken up that sauce a little bit more than what my jellies and stuff did. Now, if you're using fresh fruit, it works a heck of a lot better. Like I said, frozen fruit, stuff like that. Using these jellies and stuff like this, different story. You already got kind of a sauce going, but when you put the lemon juice in it, it thins it out, and it isn't a thicker sauce. So now I turn my heat up, right? Bring it up to high. Stir this up real good, right? And we're going to let that sit there on high for a couple of minutes, and you'll start seeing it. It's going to start bubbling, and it's going to start getting nice and thick. As soon as it does, you take it, put it over your fish, throw your fish in the oven, bake it away, 350 for 15-20 minutes. Don't take fish long at all, because we're only using the flounder like that. But what I'm going to do, there we go. See, now she's bubbling. Now she's bubbling. Right? Come here. You can see how it's thickening up. Come here. Can you see that down in there? Can you see that? See how it's starting to thicken up? Right? Getting a nice... Look at that, see? Starting to get there nice, right? Okay, so we're going to let that go. Just a minute or two, we're going to let it go like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take that other tablespoon of juice and dump it on there. So basically, I'm squeezing in the rest of that lemon, right? For that fruit compote or the coulis, or whatever you want to call it, right? There we go. Put the rest of that down in there. That's nice. I'm going to give it another stir. Oh, that's beautiful. All right, now bring it down to medium-low again. Oh, that's good. Bring it down to medium-low. And then we're going to let this go. Just for a minute. Just for a minute. Now we want to take it right off the heat. Take it right off the heat and let it sit back there. Okay? Come here, come here, come here, come here, come here. Look what it's doing. Look, 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 look. Can you see that? Can you see that? See how it's just sitting there bubbling real soft like that? It's starting to get thick. It's starting to get thick. So what we'll do, in about 2 minutes, when that cools down, like I said, about 2 or 3 minutes, we're going to take it and we're going to spoon it over the fish. And then I'm going to cover the fish and I'm going to put it inside the fridge and let it sit there while I make up rice that I'm going to do, and and that's going to have vegetables in it and all that. So we'll come back in a little bit and show you that. All right. So you know what? No. I'm going to let that sit, cool, and thick up a little bit. So don't go away. Okay. So I've been going for about a minute. This isn't quite cooled yet. It's not quite as thick as what you want it yet, okay? But it's starting to thick up a little bit more. So this, remember that lemon zest you sat on the side? This is when you take that lemon zest, throw it down in there. Right? Throw that in there. And then you want to stir that up real nice. Put it right back there on the back. Let that all mix together and get those flavors going. That'll get those flavors going. Now what we want to do, once again, keep that heat just a little above low. Putting it right back on the heat here, just a little bit above the low. Because the longer you heat this, the thicker it's going to get. Okay? So, we're going to let that heat up. And as it thickens up a little more, we're going to take it, we're going to put it over the fish, throw it in the fridge. Don't go away. Be right back. Okay, so what we did was we took the compote, we threw it on the back of the stove there, turned it up to medium heat again. After we let it rest for a couple of minutes, just 2-3 minutes, let that lemon juice that we just put in extra, let that rest, get in there, all mix and meld through. Now we put it back on the back, put it on a medium heat so it starts to bubble again and thicken up real nice for the fish, right? So while that's going on, earlier we made a pot of brown rice, okay? So instead of making a vegetable on the side, what we're going to do is we're going to take some fruit and vegetables and we're going to throw it in with the rice. And we're going to mix that all together. So we got us a half of a Granny Smith apple here. Right? We peeled it, we cut it into slices, we're going to throw that in chunks. Right? So you want to chunk that up, sit that right there on the side, get that going. And what we're going to do is we're going to grab half of an onion and we're going to slice that up. Now you can slice it or you could chop it, your call. I like the chunks of fruit and the chunks of onion mixing together when you get it in there. So, get these finished up real quick here. Throw them apple chunks right there. Right? Okay. So, turn that front burner back on medium heat. Throw you about 2 tablespoons of butter in your fry pan. A little bit of EVOO. Just enough to put a thin coat. Oh, look at that back there thickening up. See? Just a thin coat of the olive oil in the fry pan. Don't forget about your compote back there going. Yeah, that's thickening up nice now. That's getting good. Right? So, rice is just about done, and it's a brown rice, so you're looking at a good 45 minutes for that to cook. And you want the rice done before you add all this to it, right? So, there. Just chop them onions up, and we're going to throw them in there in the olive oil and the butter. Let them start sauteing. Then we'll add the apples to it. All right, so we got a little garlic that's going to go in there with it, and a little bit more of the orange marmalade. Come on, onions. get to going now. Let's stir that fruit compote just a little bit more. Okay. Now, that fruit's done. So, while we're waiting for the onions to heat up, take our fish, get you a baking sheet, grab your aluminium foil, as the Brits say, the old-fashioned Reynolds wrap. Get yourself a piece, throw it on top of a little baking sheet there. And right now is a real good time to preheat your oven, right? So just turn it to bake, 350, because that's all we're going to do this fish on. Okay. So, all right. Onion's starting to saute there now. Compote's good and ready. So, take your baking sheet, get your misto, get you some olive oil on the bottom of that baking sheet, get your flavor up into that fish real nice. There we go. Grab your salt and pepper. Do it to taste, however you like it, right? Sea salt, cracked pepper. Get that going on there. Okay, nice. Grab your fish. Right on there, right on top of that olive oil. And do yourself a favor. Hit it with just a little spray of olive oil, or if you got the, I can't believe it's not butter, if you got that, grab that, you can use that. Spray it on there. What that'll do, that'll help golden things up a little. Onions are sauteing nice. So, since them onions are sauteing, time out on the fish. We're going to take some, we got some squash, some yellow squash and some zucchini that I like to cut up and then throw in a bag and freeze it, save it for later. So, take that, throw it right in there with the onions. All right. Take your apples, throw them right in there with the onions while they're going. And take yourself, oh, well, you know how I am, about 4 cloves of garlic, right? Throw that in there with it. Add a little bit of that juice, like I like to do. And give it a good stir. Mix all that together in there. Oh, smell that garlic already? Nice. Onions are smelling good. We're just going to saute this up till the apples start to get a little soft. They'll be your giveaway. Your apples will be your giveaway. They're going to tell you what's going on. Okay. That's all together. Hit that with some sea salt and some cracked black pepper, right? Throw that in there. Get that flavor going together. Okay, back to the fish. Back to the fish. Right? Okay. Now, take your compote. Scrape that nice thick stuff right off the bottom there. Just spoon it right over top of your fish. Just spoon it right on there. Boom, 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 boom. Cover that up nice. Nice, like that, nice. Oh, chunks of fruit and that glaze, that compote going on there, right? And then, if you want, of course I'd have to be able to find it, but take a little bit of cinnamon, right? Just a little bit. And if you got the sticks, it's even better. You got the sticks and you can hit them with the grater, but I don't want to waste time with that today. So just take a little bit of cinnamon with some nutmeg and just give you a little sprinkle right over the top of that compote. All right, there you go. She's good to go, ready. Throw it in the oven. About 15-20 minutes, that'll be done. This is all sauteing up nice now. Your apples, your onions, your garlic, your yellow squash, your zucchini, it's all in there. It's going nice. So while that's going like that, make you a little hole right here in the center. And I'll show you. Okay? Take it, pull everything out a little bit. Okay? Make yourself a little hole in the center. And that is where you're going to throw yourself a good 2 teaspoons of the orange marmalade, right? So, what the hell did I do with that spoon? There it is. Right? That's way too big for in there. Get you your orange marmalade. Throw yourself about 2 teaspoons of that right in that center hole. And that's going to mix with that butter and the juice that's coming out of the apples and the water from the frozen zucchini and the olive oil that's in there. Take that, let it heat up. You'll start stirring it. Pull it out. You got that little bit of compote left, right? Take that, throw it right in there with your vegetables. Nice. And you just take that, stir that all up together. Those onions, the garlic, the squash, the zucchini, all mixed in with that fruit. Now, remember I said I was only cooking for 2, right? This right here is way more than the 2 of us need. This is why I get heck all the time from the bride. You make more than we need. You're cooking for an army. This, I'm only going to use half of this to put into 1 pot of rice, which is basically a cup of rice. Okay? So, like I said, the rice just about done. This is just about done. Zucchini's getting going there. Sauteed nice. Onions are sauteed nice. And those apples, see? They're just starting. See, they're just starting to get soft. You can pinch them with your fingers. Pinch them with your fingers. They're just, yeah, they're just softening up nice. So, rice has about 5 minutes left on it. Fish is in there cooking. Let's check that squash. Oh yeah, that's good. That's good. Okay. Grab your rice, pull it off the stove. Take yourself your mix. Pull it right over top of your rice. Just like that. Just like that. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. See? 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 Just dump it right on top of the rice like that. Grab yourself a spoon. Just stir the heck out of it. Get it all mixed in together. Right? This way you don't have to worry about your vegetables on the side, your starch, your everything else. Okay? Alright, that's in there. All mixed up real nice. We're going to throw it back on the heat. Let that finish cooking. Check the fish. Oh, Baron, come here, look at this. Look at this, look at this, look at this. I don't know if you can see in there. Can you see in there? Look at that fish. Look how good that looks. Oh, you should smell it. And then what I'll do is, when I put the plate together for me and the bride, I'll post a picture on Facebook. Okay? Hope you enjoyed this little thing. Take care of yourself. Take care of your family. If you don't take care of yourself, ain't nobody else gonna do it. God bless you. God bless America. Peace.